Hello, and welcome back to the Los Angeles Friends podcast, where I get to interview the Angelinos who call LA their home. I'm Emmely, and today I'm sitting down with our LA City Controller, Kenneth Mejia, the first Filipino elected official in Los Angeles. He's the watchdog using spreadsheets and numbers to bring transparency to the way that the city of LA is spending your tax dollar money. We cover why he's campaigning for charter reform, why he's actually qualified for the job as opposed to his one opponent, and why you should pay attention to local city politics. Let's get into it. Hello.
Thank you for having me. Hello.
Thanks for coming, for driving all the way out to the valley.
Love the valley.
Back to your roots. Yeah, you're from the valley. You're a valley boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Nate.
Well, how have you been? How's your week been? How's your doggo?
It's good, just in the middle of campaigning. The dogs are doing good. They work hard, whether at City Hall or...
Hope you pay them.
Treats, carrots.
Carrots.
Some
blueberries.
Walks. They love running around.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wait, so you have two corgis?
Two corgis, yes.
What are their
Killa and Kirby.
Oof. Okay. Yeah. I like that. Those are really cute names.
They're very, random names.
I love it. I wanted to name my dog like a goofy, fun name, but my boyfriend was like, no.
Well, Killa's full name is Killa Ken because my name is Ken.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
And then when you search Killa Ken on Instagram, it's like a rapper.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh snap.
Like the
Killa Ken.
Yeah, get your corgi on there. Get him a record deal or something. So you spent a good portion of your childhood in the valley.
Yes.
What was it like growing up in the valley? You did love it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love it. I mean, I grew up in the most northern, almost northern part, Silmar.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are surprised, oh, that's part of the city of LA. I'm like, yeah, it is. Very community oriented. It's not like it is in downtown, right? It's very homey, I think.
Yeah, that's why I like the valley, because it still feels like the city, but you're in a more it feels more more homey. It's it's more chill out here. So, would you move back?
If I as I get older, I think that'd be a cool place to chill out,
just to relax.
Take
as
I get older, right after I'm done with all this stuff.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I don't want to take too much from your campaign, which is why we're here. You're currently the Los Angeles City Controller, and you're also running for a second term. Yeah. How does it feel to go from what you said was a class clown? Because you are a self-proclaimed class clown, or you were.
I admit it. Yeah. I still crack jokes, even
I
in
love
office.
it. Yeah. Just more in a more professional setting. We got to have a little fun.
Even in the professional setting. Life is too short,
Exactly.
You got to enjoy it.
In
order to enjoy it, you have to genuinely smile.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, you have to think of some funny stuff.
I do want to say you have an amazing smile. And your teeth are perfect.
No, I have wrinkles because I just laugh too much and smile.
That's a good thing. That's a
Not
blessing
the wrinkles,
to
the wrinkles.
But you're so happy, or those are smile lines, and you wouldn't have those if you weren't.
That's true.
If you weren't smiling so much.
Yeah.
Don't let the LA get to you too much when it comes to the Botox stuff. Sorry, my question was, how does it feel to go from class clown, or still a little bit of a class clown, to becoming the first Asian American to hold citywide office,
right,
and the first Filipino elected official?
Yeah, it means a lot, right? So even, not only is it great for representation, being the
Absolutely.
first API citywide, first Filipino, but also qualifications. This role has never had a certified public accountant or an auditor ever be the city's accountant or auditor, which is wild.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
And it sort of makes sense a little bit why people have never heard of the position until we took office, because we've been using social media, just going viral, getting the message out in unique ways. And it's because I use my skills as an accountant auditor to dig into the system, seeing where the money's going, checking that things tie out or nothing looks suspicious. And I put it out in ways that are accessible to people, they could understand it. So, going from, I still make jokes. My videos are, we throw in a lot of jokes, a lot of funny stuff, because the job at City Hall could be so dry and especially when you talk about budgets and finance, like 1,000-page documents, you have to make it interesting. Make it fun? Yeah. Right. And like, I'm trying to not only engage like people who always vote and, you know, our parents and, you know, things like that, but also I'm trying to get younger people, especially the younger generation, to get more involved in their future. And the best way to do that is like meet them where they're at. Right.
Exactly.
And don't try to force or impose like the super quintessential like talking points that you see on, you know, all the time on the news and stuff. So, you know, I meet people where they're at, but I could turn it on and off, right? Like depending on who I talk to, who I need to. You know your
audience.
Exactly. And I think that's where we owe a lot of our success, is we know when to do the press releases, the super serious tones. And we also know how to use social media and talk to other younger folks.
That's like something that is important, especially in today, because I feel like, you know, like our generation. So I think you're what, 34, 35?
Yeah, 20, 26. I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait, I was off.
I'm 35.
Okay. Sorry to date you, but so no, but you're just not too much older than me. I'm going to be 30 this year, but so like,
come on, man. It's like half a decade. That's half a decade. I'm just kidding.
But no, I really appreciate like that you go on social media and you make the content that you do, because to be honest, I didn't really know what your job was until you popped up on my For You page. Maybe like a year ago, I think was when I first saw you, or maybe a year and a half ago. But like it did make you stand out, because, you know, you're meeting people where they're at. Right. And we're on the internet. So
exactly.
Can you please explain what you do as if you're talking to a fourth grader?
Sure. So I basically count the money.
Okay.
How much the city has.
Yes.
How much the city gets and how much the city spends. And then I get that information and then I explain it to you all and show you where it goes, where it comes from. So that way you all are aware of where your tax dollars are going. And then I also see if it's being spent effectively, efficiently. And so, you know, in a nutshell, it's like a watchdog position, making sure things go right. In city government.
Okay. Yeah. No, thanks for explaining it like that, because I think there are a lot of people who just like, we just need stuff said to us in simple terms where it doesn't feel like it's all of this like crazy jargon, and because then that feels like you're trying to confuse us.
Exactly.
So now I'd like to talk about like the different things that you're campaigning on. And one of them is charter reform.
Sure.
And to be honest with you, I had no idea what any of that meant until like you started talking about it. And I feel like I'm definitely not the only person in LA that feels this way. So yeah, if you could explain to us maybe a little bit what charter reform is and why you're looking to reform the charter. Yeah.
Yeah. The charter is like the constitution. So it's the constitution of the city. That's where the city derives all its power from.
Okay.
And if you could change the charter, then you could change the system.
Okay.
And so, you know, some of the things that the city is looking into through charter reform are things like expanding city council districts. Right now, there are only 15, so they want to go even more.
Okay.
Which I agree with, because right now it's like one council member for close to 300,000 people, which is like, there's no way you're going to represent everyone and talk to everybody. But that's just an example, right? For us specifically, you know, we're pushing for a charter reform to protect our independence as the watchdog. And one of those big things that we've been pushing for is having our own independent protected budget for my office. So that way, if I do an audit, if I do a fraud investigation, and, you know, if people don't like it, they might cut my budget. But if I have a protected budget and it's like a certain percentage, which we want 0.42% of the general fund, then whoever is in this position can do their job without having to watch their back constantly. And it could truly be an independent watchdog, like accountable to the people.
Yeah.
So, you know, those are just some of the examples of trying to change the system for the better.
Yeah. So you mentioned, changing the system that we have in place right now, specifically with getting the LA City Controller's Office their own budget, and how that would protect that office specifically from like retaliation maybe from other offices. Why do you think that what you're saying makes other offices feel like they have to retaliate against you.
It's because
why are they scared of you? Or the city controller's office. Sorry.
This position is a watchdog role, and then naturally it's adversarial. No matter who is in this office, even my predecessors, even people who they liked before me, they had to deal with this.
Yeah,
and our job is to audit departments and programs that the council members or the mayor like. And even though we're doing it from a place of process improvement and trying to make things better, if we find something and we say there's a deficiency or it's like ineffective or inefficient, it might make those other elected officials look bad because maybe they champion those departments or those programs, right? And so for them, it's like, oh, why are you going after me or like my department or my program that I love? And it's like, no, I'm just trying to like do my job. Because in the charter, it literally says audit all departments and city programs.
It's your
I'm just
job,
like,
literally.
I'm just trying to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so in order to truly be independent, I have to have protected budget. I have to be protected from retaliation. Because if not, then the public, you all, the taxpayers, you're not going to have an independent watchdog.
Yeah.
You're going to just always be like doing some investigations and stuff like that, trying not to rock the boat. But it's like you're in this, they elected you to hold government accountable, right?
Exactly.
Not to like join the status quo, so yeah.
And I think we would all benefit from all the transparency that you've been bringing up. So thank you for being transparent.
That's what I do. Like when they cut my budget, my auditors or fraud, risk and abuse investigations, I say, you know what? Fine. At least the one thing I know you can't cut is my knowledge and how I know how to use the accounting system, and I can download everything and I could just shove it out there.
Yeah.
And you walk in there and play with it. It's like, fine, you want to do it? Let me just put all this rows of Excel data and you guys just play with it.
Yeah. I also appreciate that you make it like digestible for people, like regular people like us on social media. You show us your bar graphs and
super easy.
I can't read all the numbers in a spreadsheet. Like, no way.
It confuses me.
I was terrible at math. Like,
Headaches.
I hated that.
I think sucks. Those budget documents suck.
I know. Well, okay. So talking about budget, the LA mayor's office just put out the proposed budget for 2026 through 2027.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, how has your work over the past couple of years impacted this budget?
Yeah. I mean, over the past couple of years, we have been sounding the alarm on better budgeting, being more conservative when it comes to revenues and not trying to spend so much because, if you spend more than what you have, then you have a deficit. If you budget too much in the revenues and the revenues come below, then you have a deficit. And so I feel like over my tenure, the city has been getting the hint, and some of the areas that we've seen improvements in the budget processes is before the city would only budget $87 million for lawsuits and liabilities. And I would be looking at the actual spending and it was $200 million, $300 million. I'm like, wait, then why are you guys budgeting $87 million?
Yeah.
You guys know you're going to spend more.
Yeah.
And so this budget year and the next fiscal year, they're actually budgeting higher now.
Okay.
Which still sucks because liability claims still come out of you guys, taxpayer money. But at least it's not as disruptive because what happens when the city goes over budget, over the adopted budget, they need to pull that money from somewhere. And so what ended up happening in prior years is they would take it from other departments or they would pull from our emergency reserve fund piggy bank. Yeah. So it was very disruptive. So I said, why not just be honest? Just put the budget correctly. It sucks because you're going to have to get the money.
Yeah.
And it's less money for other departments and stuff like that. But at least you're being more honest. So that's an example of them using our budget analysis. In addition, homelessness too, we used to budget $1 billion all the time. And we found out that the city wasn't even spending close to half of it.
Yeah.
And now the budget is for homelessness is lower. It's not because we're spending less on homelessness. It's just it's more right sized.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I feel like it's a little vindication of the things we've said to get the city to be more honest about the budget. And now they're finally moving towards that.
Yeah. Well, then that's good.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's more honest.
Changes are happening. Yeah.
We need honest like budgeting and finances, and that's what I'm all about. Yeah.
What would be your main concern right now with the current proposed budget?
You know, a lot of departments are getting getting increases compared to what we had the past 2 years. Okay. So that's a good thing. You know, there are some programs that are getting eliminated that gives me a little, gives me worry a lot, like cutting the animal shelter canine enrichment program, which is very needed because these shelters, the dogs don't go out. They're overcrowded sometimes, and the budget eliminates the play group. So bring everyone out like a dog park, like 50 dogs playing at a time, and they love it. Like it's just
as a dog person, you care obviously more. Not that you care more, but what it's like. Yeah.
And if you eliminate that, then they just stay in their kennels. Like sometimes dogs don't get walked for like 2 weeks or like a month. And then their health deteriorates. Yeah. And then when it deteriorates, then they get euthanized. So it's like a vicious cycle. So that was one of the big things that was on the budget. Another one was like the elimination of safe parking for like people who sleep in their vehicles because they can't afford, or they got kicked out of their home, or they got evicted.
Yeah.
And so the city has a program where they could sleep like safely in a parking lot or something.
Yeah.
And it's actually, cheap. It's like cheaper compared to other interim housing solutions. And it's like, these people don't qualify for like shelters or for permanent supportive housing.
Gotcha.
So that was another thing that popped up too. Yeah. There is a huge increase for police. So that's the one thing we flagged. And so, they're getting ready for like the Olympics, of course, and they're like doubling the amount of hiring compared to last year. So the way the city is based on the budget. So a lot of departments got modest increases, even mine.
Yeah.
But the biggest focus were mostly on the department that does sidewalks and potholes, which is good, and repaving, and also on the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do really quick want to mention how on your website, you guys built like a map that shows where you can safely park to sleep, right? And
we built a map that shows you like where the locations are, the safe parking locations.
The safe parking. Yeah, that's awesome. We saw that when we were creeping all over your website, if you want to call it creeping, but
it's public,
I call it research. That's public. That's so awesome that you guys do that. Okay, so you mentioned LAPD, so would love to get into that if you're cool with it. From what I saw on the proposed budget, like one of the biggest budget out of all of it.
Correct.
And it was what, $3.4 billion?
For next fiscal year, they're proposing closer to 3.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Billion with the B though.
With a B.
Which is crazy. I cannot wrap my mind around that much money. But I think it was about like 23% of the overall budget, right?
Yeah, close to a quarter of the overall budget.
Yeah.
But all the money in the budget is not the same. So the total budget is $14.8 billion. But close to half of that is like the city's general fund or the unrestricted funds, which is what the police take, like the largest chunk of. So if it's the unrestricted revenues, which is funds that you could spend on anything, they take close to like 47%, right? Wow. And when it comes to the city's general fund, it's like close to 40% that they take off. So those are the dollars that a lot of the departments are funded by, like the general fund and the unrestricted funds, and we need those. But it's budget is a statement of your priorities and values, and so it is what it is. So there's a lot there.
Let me look at my notes because I don't want to get this wrong.
Sure.
But they have the biggest budget, the LAPD does, and they're also responsible for over $400 million in liability claims, and these claims aren't paid out by their own budget, right?
Correct. They come out of your guys' tax dollars. Like I said, those dollars come from the general fund, which is the main operating fund that funds a lot of us.
Yeah.
Like our departments. So every dollar that gets taken out of there is less for us to give the Angelino services, and it's over $400 million since 2020. Yep.
Since 2020. Yep. Okay. Yeah. About 6 years. In your opinion, I don't know if you've answered this before. I think you have, but I wanted to double check with you.
Sure.
Do you think that the LAPD should be paying out their liability claims from their own budget instead of the general fund?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I've recommended it to other elected officials. Tack on a percentage. Because right now there is no consequence.
Yeah.
They could just do whatever they want, you know? And
so crazy.
Like maybe you don't want to do the full liability. Like say like one case is 10 million, but do a percentage, do 1%, you know, do 2%, whatever it is. Like that money is taking away from everyone else.
Yeah.
Like to do our jobs in the city, whether it's for the animal shelters, for the sidewalks, the streets, whatever you want. Like that money could be used for that. And if the city is not going to do anything, at least be creative, you know? So we recommended like, you know, our executive offices tack on a small percentage to start.
Yeah.
So that way, you know, they could at least feel it and then redistribute that to other departments.
And these liability claims are, you know, what are they exactly?
So the largest share for the police. So the police is the largest category. Yeah. And the largest category under the police is like civil rights, abuses, excessive use of force, wrongful death.
Okay.
So that's like the top. And then right under that for police, the second largest category is like traffic collisions. So like a police cruiser, you know, hitting somebody because the officer was on their phone. And so they like ran over someone in a wheelchair, which is one of the highest ones.
Yeah.
So just things like that, you know, collision chases, things like that. And then after police, it's then street services, which is the department that oversees sidewalks, potholes, trees. And so they have the second highest share. But, you know, the question is though, is it really the department's fault or is it the fact that the city kept cutting the budget of the people who do the potholes or the sidewalk, so they can't fix it. So then tomorrow someone trips on that same pothole, you know.
And there's another liability claim.
That's the nuances of these liabilities, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like if you clearly know that a department screwed up and it was preventable from their own doing, then sure,
hold them accountable.
Hold them accountable. Hit a percentage on them on each liability. But if it's like, you know, a department who you don't invest in to fix the sidewalks, you know, or a light falls on someone's head and you cut their department, you know, like to fix the lights. It's like, is it really the department's fault or is it or is it City Hall's fault? Like, like the elected officials who don't prioritize funding these things.
Exactly.
So it's just those things about liabilities. And currently our office is doing an audit on the city's risk management policies to see like what are we doing to reduce harm and these liabilities. So we should have some results hopefully by this year or early next. Yeah.
I look forward to seeing your videos on TikTok about it. Yeah.
It'll be more serious. You know, liabilities are serious.
Yeah, they are. They are pretty serious.
Right.
I want to talk about like just in general how your race is shaping up and how you're feeling about it.
Sure.
You mentioned before that there are billionaires that are attacking. Attacking feels like a harsh word, but like I'm definitely going to use it.
They're basically funding, you know, our opponents and trying to get us out of office. So,
How do these billionaires benefit if you aren't elected again as LA City Controller?
Basically, less transparency, less accountability. Like we go after like anything. You know? And so for us, we are embedded in the community and the people. Right, billionaires are not. No. You know, they're like they're on a whole nother level, like a whole nother planet from us. And so, you know, we are exposing and putting everything out there. So, you know, it just begs the question, like, why are they fighting so hard? Yeah, like why are rich people fighting so hard for such a position that it's an accountant? Or like an auditor. Like we don't even have a lot of auditors. Like and you know, it just makes you question what the intent is.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think, you know, even you just saying this is like people need to think about these kind of things and like get the cogs rolling, you know, turning. And so it's good. Yeah. That you're bringing this up. One of your opponents, because there's not many.
Just one.
There's one. Yeah. Okay. I was like, let me double check, but it's Zach Sokoloff. And I'm wondering like, what do you think sets you apart from him?
Yeah. I would say number one, qualifications. Like this position is literally in the charter. It says the accountant and the auditor. So number one, like I'm the only one who's an accountant or an auditor, and you know, better yet, a CPA. So I think that's number one. Number two is like the amount of independence that we bring to this office. Like we're not vying for political party endorsements. You know, I'm not a Democrat or Republican. We're not asking for politicians' endorsements in office. We're not doing that whole thing like with the clubs and all that. Like we are so embedded in the people. I learned like last time I ran, we were pulling a lot of support from everyone across the spectrum. Like it didn't matter. Awesome. Like we just got endorsed yesterday by the Daily News, you know, because LA Times is not, they're staying out of the 2026 elections this year.
Oh, are they?
And so the Daily News gave us an endorsement, and, you know, that leans more, you know, in the middle-ish. Right? And so I think for us, it's people are on board with the message and us fighting for transparency and accountability and holding government accountable. So I think like that's another thing too, is like that sets us apart, is our ability to do our job without being, you know, compromised. And then number three, I think just like you said, who funds you? Who funds you runs you. And, you know, and I think like most of our donations are just ordinary people donating $25.
That's awesome.
$100 and
their hard-earned money too. Like, you know, people are working really hard for their money today.
And they all come out to like our events and they have a good time. Awesome. And it just feels like, I love not being indebted to like political parties or like clubs or
also morally
or
like
big,
you know,
or special interests. Like I'm free. You know, I could do whatever I want.
I love that for you.
Based on what the people want. And so like I got the community. I feel it like every time I do my work. I always feel good. And even when times are hard, I always think like I'm doing this for the people and they got my back. And so like I always see it all the time when they try to eliminate our office through charter reform, like 2,000 people within less than 24 hours like responded. Like 2,000, like that's crazy. So, you know, it's just, so I would say that's the biggest difference. Qualifications, our independence, and just who we represent. You know? We represent the people.
I did see that you had talked about how his mother put in like $2 million.
Not the mommy,
I could use $2 million grand. Not grand, sorry. I could use $2 million. I wish my mom had that kind of money.
Could like solve a lot of stuff in this city.
Yeah, which is crazy. So why do you think that was a red flag to highlight?
Dude, so even before that, right? Like all the billionaire money being poured in, all the real estate money, private equity money being poured in. And then just the cherry on top is like the mom dropping 2.5 million. And here's the wild thing.
Like, all right,
the way that money's being funneled into this race is through this vehicle called independent expenditures.
Okay.
And independent expenditures, you can put in unlimited money. So it's like unlimited money as long as the funders don't coordinate with the campaign. Okay. And I'm like, bro, that's your mom, dog. Like, come on. Like,
Mom, can you please?
You know, and then now he's like bankrolling all these attack ads against us. And it's just, and it's using like the same attacks that he did. And it's like, okay, so independent expenditures, there's supposed to be no coordination. Number one, it's your mom. Number two, like this, they're using the same talking points. I'm like, this is so shady. You know, this is not there's so many shady things about this. You know, I'm just hoping to pull through, win it for you all, and get back to work. You know, and just
get on to it.
Tell the super rich and wealthy elite, like, you know, come back down here and connect with people. Like, don't cut short. You know, don't do shortcuts.
Yeah, I can't relate to a millionaire.
It's just hard, you know. Like, you got to work for it here. Yeah, you know, you can't just buy everything.
Exactly. And I want to say, our producer Mayte, she was watching TV the other day, and his ad popped up on Hulu.
Yeah,
which that's
great.
An expensive ad.
Now the attack ads, I mean, over 2 million. Like, say, mommy,
that'd pay off my student loans. That could pay off a lot of people's
probably house a lot of people, give them a lot of services. You could solve some homelessness. Like, do it. Like, if you have all that wealth.
Yeah, like, donate that money to something that really like matters, not your kiddo's
like he
campaign.
could use that as a campaign tactic. Like, I housed and helped 100, 200, 300 people.
Right,
and instead, I'm like, I'm paying $2.5 million to attack Kenneth Mejia. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean,
it is
that was so crazy. When I saw that, I was like, that's wild. Nuts. We did giggle about it.
It's the most being spent right now, like in the city elections, like, and it's over a controller, like a position no one knew before. It's a pretty
big deal, I guess. You know?
Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, so actually there was a video that I watched because we were looking at his stuff too before our conversation today. Yeah. And he had made a video with someone who was formerly the LA City Controller, Laura Chick.
Yeah.
I think it's just pronounced Chick, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Laura Chick.
And so she says something about you, and I wanted to read it to you.
Sure.
And get your vibe check here.
Of course.
So she says, and this again is about you.
Yes.
Calling out problems, and he's blaming. If you're going to solve problems, you got to have partners. And she also calls you a buffoon.
Yes, she does.
So yeah, I'm sure you're aware of this.
She's one of my biggest fans.
Yeah, that, your haters are your motivators. But like, to me, it's like, she's calling you out saying that you are like dividing people and like that you're not making partners. But like, that's not your job. Right.
Yeah, number one is, and she should know this, we're watchdogs. Yeah. We're naturally adversarial. Number two, I disagree. Like we actually are changing stuff. Like the budget example that I told you, how the way the city's budgeting, when you put things out there or you're getting watched, like you are going to try to make better decisions.
Yeah.
So most of our audit recommendations are like were agreed to by our departments and it's being followed through. So, for them, they're reading headlines and they're trying to make this thing like, oh, we're not like collaborative, but that's so opposite. Like we're meeting with folks, the city council members, the mayor, like our audits, some that we plan are because of our collaboration with others. And so, so I would say I disagree. We are partnering and we are working with folks to change the system. And this office is like front and center now because of the work that we've done, even though we've been cut to like the lowest levels compared to our predecessors. The reason why we're so loud is because of what we've been able to do with our expertise, like as an accountant, as an auditor, because of the way we use social media, because of the way we use technology, like our websites. Not everything has to always be an audit. You know, it could just be us putting everything out there in a way that is accessible, and then the people could take that information and then they could do the audits themselves, or they can investigate and they could help us because, as they keep cutting us, we need the people. Yeah. And that's what one of the federal judges said in this lawsuit against the city, who said the greatest auditor is the people. And he said we should just put everything out there so people could help. And so I was like,
if it's public information,
that's how I always felt that way. Like even before I got in, I was like, let's just expose everything. And then people could just jump in and people use it. People use our data. They use our payroll data. They use everything. So,
and please keep making it accessible because, us people who failed math, like we really need it dumbed down for us, please. Cause I can't do it. Yeah. All right. So for our last segment, we call it this or that. And I'm going to ask you a series of questions and it's fun. Okay. No pressure, a little pressure actually, because you got to answer like on the fly. So just don't think too much. Just give us your answer.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Kickback or house party? Kickback. Nice. All right. That's a very LA thing,
Yeah, kickbacks.
Okay, 105-degree valley heat or 60-degree LA cold? What are you choosing?
The cold. Yeah. Because at least you could warm up with like a sweater. When it's hot, like you're screwed.
Especially in the valley.
Especially if you don't got AC. It's over.
You gotta have AC. All right. Porto's Bakery or a LA local donut shop?
LA local donut shop.
Okay. Are you saying I'm from LA or I'm from the valley?
Good question. Wow.
Yep.
When I talk to people like not from LA, I'll say I'm from LA.
Yeah.
When I talk to Angelinos, I say, I'm from the valley.
Valley pride.
Because if I talk to someone like from another state or they're like, enough. The valley, like what valley?
They gotta know.
They don't know what that is.
They gotta know. Come on.
Death Valley?
All right. So as a valley boy, there's a helicopter overhead.
Sure.
Are you ignoring it or are you checking the Citizen app?
I'm ignoring it.
Yeah? You're not going to be nosy?
Hell no. No, I'm so used to helicopters, the police helicopters.
Yeah, they're crazy out
That's
here.
why we did an audit on them, and it's $3,000 every time they're up there per hour. So
are you kidding me?
No, they cost over $50 million a year, more than a lot of departments. And we did a performance audit to see like what are they up there doing.
Okay,
and we found out that like over 60% is not even on like high priority.
They're just chilling.
They're patrolling, they're going over ceremonies. Like the other day, I was driving and then I see this police helicopter that's literally like super low.
Oh,
I'm like, what the hell?
Scary.
And they're doing like maneuvering. I'm like, oh, this is so wow, like awesome. And then, I realized they're doing like some sort of like graduation thing, but it's just,
we don't need that.
Things like that,
Come on.
But their rebuttal is we're in the air already, and if someone were to call us, we can easily just get out of it. And it's just like, all right, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, but you just use a $9 million to $10 million helicopter.
Yeah.
Just and that's a huge debate right now. It's like, do we need this many helicopters?
Yeah,
right.
That's actually
and that's why we did this audit. That's why we did this audit to figure it out. So
that's cool,
but they're also using drones now too.
So
they want both. So yeah.
Oh, a little greedy.
Yeah, just make sure you're all being watched. So, yeah.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Dim sum in San Gabriel Valley or KBBQ in K-Town?
K-Town. KBBQ. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite Korean barbecue spot?
I've been going to Bulgogi Hut in K-Town.
Okay, I've never been there.
Yep.
But thanks for the recommendation.
We have a huge supporter there.
Yeah? Okay.
So we got to support. We got to support.
Dude, I can have Korean barbecue at least
Bulgogi
like twice
Hut
a
on
week.
Wilshire.
So.
Check it out. Say Kenneth Mejia sent you there.
Y'all better go. I'm going to go.
Yep.
I'm going to take the team.
Bulgogi Hut. Do it.
All right. So that's your favorite restaurant in K-Town then, probably?
I mean, if I had to do barbecue, yeah.
All right.
Like the tofu houses too, of course. So,
ooh, okay. Yeah. These are great recommendations. All right. If someone is trying Filipino food for the first time, where should they go?
Ooh, Filipino food. Do like the, street food, just basic Filipino food, grab and go or cook it, dollar hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. In historic Filipino town.
Cool.
On Temple. Go ahead, everyone. Check it out.
What should they order?
Kenneth Mejia sent you.
Yeah. Kenneth sent you.
They should. So everything's in a skewer, but it's already cooked, so you just got to heat it up again. But I like the lobster balls. They have like Filipino barbecue is also good. There's a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
Filipino
food's so good.
It's Filipino breakfast food. If you haven't had it, it's like rice, like spam or like bacon and then eggs and then ketchup. Nice. It's delicious.
That sounds perfect. I have a lot of Filipinos in my friend group and they were so stoked that I was going to be chatting with you because Filipino boys up. That's what they wanted me to tell you. That's so just so you know, the Filipinos love you.
I hope so. Sure.
Thank you for being for representing.
Got to.
Okay, so have you ever watched Parks and Rec?
No, but I heard it's like sort of like City Hall a little bit.
You should watch
government.
All right. Well, I had some questions in case you have watched it, but since you haven't, I don't think you'll be able to answer them.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay. Anyways, you need after the campaign's over and you're LA City Controller, you need to chill with the dogs on the couch. Throw it on.
Watch it. Okay.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like the only thing standing between LA and chaos is a spreadsheet?
Yeah, hell yeah. Dude, spreadsheets the stuff we've uncovered because of a spreadsheet. There's like a saying like there are like certain people you should never like cross or like do bad on, and it's like
let's go.
Your ex or like your spouse or your accountant, because your accountant does your taxes, he knows all about your financials and what you're doing and whether it's shady or not or illegal. And so it's like accountants like or auditors like we know things, and
so ominous.
It's the power to analyze stuff, see like what doesn't work and what things look suspicious and maybe even fraudulent or bad, So yeah, definitely like spreadsheets.
Yeah,
definitely.
I just real quick, a little off tangent, but I took I think it was either an accounting class in college and it was learning Excel. Hardest class ever. I hated it. Yeah. I'm sorry. I really tried.
Just anyone learning Excel, just YouTube or like Google how to do a VLOOKUP and a pivot table. And just know those two things and you'll be good. Yeah, you'll be good.
Yeah, that class was a struggle. What keeps you motivated when progress feels slow?
The people. I know government is slow and it sucks because people, not only like is government slow, but you have people in government fighting you. So like it makes it even like worse. Mm-hmm. But then it's like the people, like I could fall back on them and I could tell them, I could expose government, like why things the way they are. And then, people get mad at me for doing that. And I'm just like, well,
just doing your job.
Nothing moves until it's like out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they say. If you want like your street light fixed or your pothole fixed or your sidewalk fixed, put it on channel 7. and then the government will be like, oh my God, we're getting embarrassed. So we have to fix this.
You got a lot of little fire under their butts.
Yeah. That's the whole point of like a watchdog, right? And so, just, there's it's tough out there, but it's the people who motivate me to keep going.
Amazing.
At least to do one more term at least.
Yeah. At least one more. You got to give us 2 terms.
Yeah.
All right. Last question.
Sure.
Why the corgis in Pikachu?
So the controller position is also known as the watchdog. Mm-hmm. So we use the corgis as a watchdog symbol. So a lot of our reports, we use the corgi. And it's also an attention grabber.
It really is,
Some people don't want to read anything, but you slap a corgi on it,
they're cute little dog on there.
What the hell? Like, we have 2,000 yard signs out and about in the wild.
I need to get one.
Yeah, we'll give you one. And then you're walking your dog, you just see like a vote for me, but you see like a vote for me with like a corgi, like smiling, and he's like this big, and it's just like, okay, I got them. Like people, I'm voting for the corgi.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And then the Pikachu is just the same thing. We want to get people to pay attention to like some of these reports or these issues that they may not, if there wasn't anything interesting attached to it. So, we use it as a means to communicate.
All right. Awesome. Sounds good to me. Yeah. All right. So one last thing. Sure. We like to ask our guests if they have a message for LA.
Okay.
And, if you have any one-sided beefs with the city or like want to plug a restaurant that you think we should check out or highlight, or like just a message for your Los Angeles friends. And if you can look into that camera.
Sure. Yeah. Los Angeles, I thank you all for entrusting me to be your city controller, for my first term, and hoping you can entrust me again for my second and last term. Local government is tough, but there's a lot of good that it can do if we allow it to, if we, get the right people in office so that way they can, fix your streetlights in a timely manner, or at least invest more into things that you all, prioritize and value. So, hopefully you could count on your support and keep paying attention to your government, because if not, then they're just going to keep doing what they're doing. Yep. And, I'm going to keep exposing as much as I can and putting things out there as long as you let me to. So thank you all.
And where can people find you or look you up?
Sure. People could follow us on social media at Kenneth Mejia LA on all social media platforms. So check us out there. And then come out to our events. Like I said, we have a lot of... we give out corgi merch and shirts and tote bags, stuff like that. We got a coloring book coming out too for the kids, because we have a lot of people with little kids. So, we got to make this fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
All right. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to hang and talk to us about your campaign and being a Valley boy. And
you got it.
We'll get you home to your doggos now. All right. Cool.
It.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, everyone.